Hello and welcome to This Week in Privacy. My name is Alexis Katafidis and here are your regulatory highlights for this week. The European Data Protection Board announced that it had adopted guidelines on Article 60 of the GDPR, guidelines on dark patterns, in addition to other documents. The EDPB stated that the Article 60 guidelines provide a detailed description of the GDPR cooperation between the supervisory authorities and aim to further increase the consistent application of the legal provisions relating to the one-stop shop mechanism. With respect to the dark patterns guidelines, the EDPB noted that they offer practical recommendations to designers and users of social media platforms on how to assess and avoid so-called dark patterns in social media interfaces that infringe on GDPR requirements. The dark patterns guidelines also provide examples of dark pattern types, present best practices for different use cases, and contain specific recommendations for designers of user interfaces that facilitate the effective implementation of the GDPR. Other documents adopted by the EDPB included a toolbox on essential data protection safeguards for enforcement cooperation between the EEA and third country supervisory authorities, and a joint opinion with the European Data Protection Supervisor on the proposals to extend the digital COVID certificate. In the US, the National Institute of Standards and Technology released Special Publication 1270 on identifying and managing bias in artificial intelligence. NIST detailed that SP 1270 is part of a larger effort to support the development of trustworthy and responsible AI, and it offers guidance connected to the AI risk management framework that NIST is developing. Specifically, NIST highlighted that SP 1270 describes the stakes and challenges of bias in AI and provides examples of how and why it can undermine public trust, identifies 3 categories of bias in AI, and describes 3 broad challenges for mitigating bias, including datasets, testing and evaluation, and human factors, and introduces preliminary guidance for addressing them. The European Commission launched a public consultation on the forthcoming European Cyber Resilience Act. The Commission noted that the Act seeks to establish common cybersecurity rules for digital products and associated services that are placed on the market across the EU. In addition, the Commission stated that the results of the public consultation will feed into the Commission's proposal for legislation that is expected in the second half of this year. The public consultation will be open until the 25th of May. That's all for This Week in Privacy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.